Good morning and a wonderful Wednesday to you out there, where they watch us and they listen to us on top CHRICED Radio and Television, where your matter now we own. My name na Princess Anyana, and I welcome you to the Ogbonge program today. Now, for on top the matter, you know as it be now, big tourists them go come up later inside the show, and some of the big yarn is them. Now still say the Igiaga between Dangote and NMDPRA, don't they go deeper and deeper, as even ICPC don't involve inside the matter. NBA will be joined body of lawyer people now don't also they take paraverse on top the issue of this tinted glass matters. Nigeria Labour Congress will be joined body of work people don't say they go shut down Nigeria today. Waiting they happen, how all of that go down, you go need to deal with us for the big Tori time. But before all of that, make we bring to you the front pages of newspapers after this short break. Starting the papers this morning, now the Punch newspaper, and inside the Punch, federal government don't record 30 trillion naira revenue shortfall in 2025. Now, Wale Edunde and that one, what do you mean by that? The Punch go there to pieces for you. Federal government said then go buy 24 fighter jets for 1.2 billion euros. United States don't add Nigeria to the list of countries where then they ban traveling to. For issue of petrol, Igiaga, ICPC, they plan make them Torchlite the NMDPRA Oga after Dangote be sent complaint to them about the matter. Now, for the issue of insecurity, police don't arrange special forces for ground as they prepare for the protests where NLC go do today. NLC say they're not going to listen to pressure, they're not going to listen to anybody begging them. Every state, their members must to do this, we no go agree. Police have don't lock down places then where Giaga fit to happen. Commissioners of police don't also sit down to do meeting with labor leaders, all on top of this protest. Oh, Bible, say light go quench for front as gas shortfall don't they worry power stations then. 154 billion naira student loans now they don't share in 19 months. Now waiting Nel Fund, Yan Bidat. On 2027, ADC, state chairmans them, they have an issue that they get quarrel now on top of the matter of Congress. Serious, plenty weapons, now then discover for inside Kogi State. Transcorp hotels don't choose Awele Elumelu as their board chairperson. You go check inside the Punch for all of that story and many more. Now, the Guardian contact say downstream sector they shake as the corruption allegation don't they worse more and more, even some battle when it comes to how to regulate the petrol sector. Trump don't put Nigeria and 14 other countries for partial restrictions to the U.S. Gas issues, 6 trillion naira debt, and the cost made enough fit to generate enough light as distribution companies, they record lower load profiles. But enter for inside the Guardian, made it for break that big story for you into more smaller ways for you to understand. Cutting up of mind, lack of trust, now in full for Nigeria tax reform promises and benefits them. Elumelu go become the chairperson for Transcorp Hotel Board. And still inside the Guardian newspaper, NHRC don dey lament 422,942 kidnappings, sexual violence, others inside the month of November alone. NBA say they against the tinted glass enforcement and they want make police no use that. Say they collect money from Nigeria people hand. All of that and more now you go enjoy for inside the Guardian newspaper. Now, the Vanguard can come up to say CBN don't collect back licenses of ASO savings and union homes. Nigeria 80% unemployment rates na indictment on the leadership na Peter Obi na and that one. Workers now they face the worst survival crisis for inside the history of Nigeria. NLC now talk that one and say country people now just they suffer based on inflation, insecurity, poor wages, and say Nigerians now they spend 80% of what they make on food. Femi Falana, they tell AGF, say make it go back again and rearrest 10 soldiers and drag 40 terrorist sponsors to court. NBA, police no agree with each other on top how to begin enforce the tinted glass permit. And some small tori follow that big gist where you go need to use your eye to take see inside the Vanguard newspaper. Duke Ogumbiyi, top oga for media, na in go for Uncle Sam art exhibition. Issue of emergency rule, PDP, ADC, they talk different from waiting AGF talk on top the Supreme Court ruling. Aisha Buhari still come out now with some revelations and say the cabal be make Buhari to lock in room against her. To take no more about all of these revelations, enter for inside the Vanguard newspapers and you go see plenty hot gist for there. Now, the Daily Sun come jump out to say on insecurity, NLC insists, say no going back on top the we no go agree where they want do all over the country. Now, they don't explain why CBN collect back license of ASO 7s and Union Homes. Aisha Buhari still they talk for inside the front of the Daily Sun and she say cabal almost killed my husband. Say they planted bugs, sabotage these mills, can't even make her husband to think, say na she won't kill him. All of that revelation and more they inside the Daily Sun newspaper. Now, Dangote 739 naira per litre pump price never starts as the quarrel between in refinery and people that they regulate oil industry, they did deeper and deeper. U.S. Embassy, they warn Nigerians against visa fraud and they threaten permanent ban. NBA, they fault police on top the tinted glass enforcement. And Peter Obi come out now say 80 million unemployed youths. Now big failure to the leadership of this country. All of that in the Daily Sun newspaper of today. Now, the Daily Trust can jump out and inside the Daily Trust, let's say on 2023, how cabal been planned to put Lawan as APC candidates. Who they talk that one? Daily Trust will give you the full gist. See why CBN collect back license of ASO 7s and Union Homes. House of Representatives now don't begin to enter into the matter of say they still hold our Nigerian Air Force aeroplane with the soldier people for inside Burkina Faso. Labour now don't they gather themselves, say they want to do we no go agree against insecurity. ICPC go torchlight all of the accusation with Dangote, the accusation NMDPRA boss. Still before CJN Tanko don't buy. Woman don't chop 10 years in prison for killing her stepdaughter as NBA and police they disagree on top enforcement of tinted glass permit. All of that, you go see them inside the Daily Trust newspaper. Now, the Nigerian Tribune say NLC go do we no go agree on top increase of insecurity today. NBA, the para give police on top enforcement of tinted glass permits. Dangote now don't send complaint to ICPC and the NMDPRA boss don't also return back word to Dangote on top all of the accusation. Dangote saying ready to even bring out the evidence. But the Farouk Ahmed don't begin the talk. Say, see how I say they pay for my children education for Switzerland. And they also insist, say yes, true, may they torchlight all of these matters. Now for 2026, Senate don't reduce their crude oil benchmark to $60 and don't pass the MTEF. For issue of tax acts, Dino Melai they threatened to drag National Assembly go court on top VAT provisions. 2027 PDP they rally ex-governors and ex-ministers them. How mafia relatives been hold Buhari captive and manipulate him. For 8 years, he had wrong people in the right places. All of this now still part of the expose where Aisha Buhari been they do out there, but you're going to need to also enter Nigerian Tribune to also get all of the full gist. Now for the body matter reports in Nigerian Tribune, AI now fit to decode sweat for early sign of disease. Enter to read that report, make you forget more on top that information. And now, before we go close the curtain on top the front pages of newspapers, let's go to Punch Sports Extra. And inside Punch Sports Extra, Bassi don't make EPL team of the week. Hampton beat Inadozie to clinch FIFA Best Award. Osimhen, Simon, Chukwueze never land for camp yet. Alebiosu don't set for Eagles impact. And for the pre-AFCON friendly game where Nigeria and Egypt play, Egypt beat Nigeria 2-1. Eagles call up, na dream come true. Na Nadi, they yarn that one. Dembele don't win FIFA Best Award. Guehi na in the top of City wish list. And Fernandez don't confirm, say he actually he get interest for Saudi. Now for issue of the Arsenal lifeline, say Nigeria 2026 World Cup hope don't they come back again as DR Congo go face qualification of a player Torchlite because NFF don't also petition FIFA. Liverpool attacker don't collect 21 years in prison. Paul picks Joshua mistake as tensions continue to rise. Udoka de para against officials after Rockets loss. Waiting all of that they talk about, you go need to enter inside the Punch Sports Extra newspaper of today to get all of the full gist and more. And this now where we go wrap up the curtain on top of the front pages of newspapers for today. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station for another wonderful one. Until then, stay with us, no go anywhere because the big tories them, they come up next inside the program.
Hello, my country people of Nigeria. It don't take small where I say you. Maybe now one of the reasons why rumors in the spread say Kebobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears small and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial. Now you go to watch me live on top CHRICED Radio and television, where we go to break down news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big story when they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Nigeria. You go enjoy our well because we go break down for you, you go reason with us and you go understand the grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.cricedradiotv.com or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms.
Welcome back to Inside Nigeria on top CHRICED Radio and television. My name na Princess Anyana and this na the big tory segments of the show. But you know, say if you join us Mondays to Fridays from 9 o'clock on top our Facebook and our YouTube live to take the follow the program in real time at CHRICED Radio TV. And you feel to drop your contributions for inside the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to all of our pages. Like us, follow us, drop your comments and enjoy everything we would do. You also feel reach us for Inside X, for Instagram and even for Twitter, TikTok at CHRICED Radio TV. If not the radio segment you want to join us through, just go for our website www.cricedradiotv.com and we'll put it together to enjoy ourselves. We're also there on WhatsApp at 0906 891 8345. Drop your comments, drop your contributions, and we will definitely take it up on the show. Now, coming back inside the studio this morning, a lot of things then been there in the news, and I get Kola Wale or Money to follow us dissect the matter. Good morning, Kola.
Good morning, Princess.
Happy midweek, sir.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay, so following our discussion yesterday between Dangote and the Oga of the midstream NMDPRA sham, where they accused the man, say, made a torchlight and everything. So that yesterday will be 16th of December, Dangote officially filed a petition to ICPC, so make them torchlight the about $7 million where he say this Farouk Ahmed take the sponsor in children for Switzerland, how he said the guy they use taxpayers' money, a lot of accusations shall on top the matter, and ICPC said don't confirm, say truly, say they don't get that petition and they go ahead and do the investigation. Do you feel, say, that Dangote actually they do something right, or he really they come out eye from what's in the important? Putting in mind, say, different joint bodies them don't they react. The joint body of Nigerian students don't come out now, come talk, say, I beg, Dangote, where they go? It may not go there. CSOs don't still come out against. In short, they are supporting Farouk Ahmed. CSOs, lawyers, different joint bodies them are against Dangote and more of the support of Farouk Ahmed on top of this matter.
Yeah, like I've been talking yesterday, if you want to talk about your oil sector, talk about its squalling. If you want to talk about corruption, you understand. But in this now, some people go talk, say, we can't isolate waiting be the talk from oil sector because the person we would talk about now go for the sector. And for the fact, say, they know how much federal government be they pay them, including in allowance. So for somebody to have money in billions to sponsor his children for school, so it is questionable. Now, is it Dangote supposed to carry the matter for head? The answer is no. Is he a citizen that have right to also report somebody? The answer is yes. So it now depends on how you want to choose in priority in this regard. Some people go talking about belly, but whatever it is, and they always talk, and when the matter don't reach the level of, say, we they expose ourselves, we they expose each other. You know, say, even the National Assembly, they advise and say, may they consent to and may know they go media again. And I say, no, we need to know about how our leaders, they accountable on top of public fund. Because if waiting be the talk now true, now taxpayers' money, if it not be true, then the person will need to clear his name. You don't already, there's nothing he can do about it. Farouk has been accused. It now depends on how I want to clear him. I know accuse him alone. He say, in the wait, make it deny. So that he go tender evidence.
Yes, the same when he complain.
In the course of submitting the petition yesterday, he don't already attach
the same side the
evidence.
complaint, he mentioned the name of the children, he mentioned the amounts where the man they pay. And the man too don't also respond, say, he no go for media, they exchange with him. Say, but he welcome that investigation, that probe where ICPC won't probe. Say, he ready for it, he welcomes it.
So, nice one. I hope they will not turn into family matters the way we are used to. How do I mean? Eventually now, when big guys call them to order, they will just say, forget about this story. The ICPC, we don't they talk, saying we will touchlight the matter. Before you know it, the story will not just do natural death like that. That is not what we are expecting. Because the same way story came out to say, oh, we can get plenty houses for abroad. Eventually, saying a forefather of my wife's family, this, that, and he died just like that. So if now something where we go expose, where people go shout, hey, so this thing is happening and it will die down naturally, it better make them just let us breathe in peace without bothering us with some of these stories. Because I'm seeing waiting will eventually happen. Then go talk say, oh, now big two elephants, now they fight, oh, now grasses go suffer here and that. Before you know it, they go turn out to family matter and it go die. So whoever, the CSO where they talk, say, okay, maybe I'm going to park well, I don't really think, say, it makes sense. They're supposed to take it off from him. Now, businessman, I ain't be. Oh, you don't get this kind of fact. How can you help us in making sure that, okay, we hold this person accountable? We are not saying at this stage to say true, he is stealing. And if he not stealing, make him prove. And if he even prove again, that's an opportunity for him to get more money from even Dangote himself. Richest in Africa. You can now sue him for, okay, you don't do bad belly to blackmail me, and you don't already spoil my reputation. He get money when you go need to claim from Dangote, and if court fight Dangote go pay. So it's an opportunity for him to prove himself, and it's also an opportunity for him to get more money when he eventually go to court. Before, if this committee will then set up for ICPC now, so this person and they clean, oh, I'm sure if they no resolve the matter based on say family matter, it must definitely head to court against Dangote. But what are we public stand to benefit from this drama we dey for ground? We say we want to hold our leaders accountable. We want them to be more responsible to apply it, not to their own personal interest. And we don't already get intel right now. So we are waiting for this commission where we they use taxpayers' money to pay, to swing into action, to investigate this matter, and eventually make them not talk, say, okay, this one will be media matter, we need to solve it. No. We want to get to the root of this matter. And again, if we have more Farouk cases like that in the same sector, let them spread it. Because when you are investigating, you will have an entry point. It don't mean say you will just restrict your investigation to that point. If we have Farouk that is being accused that you are spending billions of naira for school fees, and you definitely know, say, if the matter dey true, school fees is just minor from waiting you they get. That's what it means. If you can afford to pay your children's school fees with this also amount, it means that maybe you are getting times 10 of that amount. And you can't do that alone. People will hate it. People will enable it to happen. Civil servants will assist you in making this in a reality. So they also need to expand their investigation to make sure, say, whoever gets hand in it, then punish them. But on top of the drama on oil material, and they will know, say, some people will conclude, say, okay, now personal beefing, I make Dangote, they make some of this move. But regardless, we don't already get the intel. Let us take it off from that.
Okay. Now, the group of lawyers, then, where they talk, in their own mind, what in they talk now, they say, this thing where they do, say this issue, say the NMDPRA boss, all the things where they do to regulate the downstream sector is actually in the interest of the country. Say, no one made there be monopoly. You get, and they want make investors also participate for petroleum sector. Say all these things now, where Dangote they do now, you know, police name taking him. Say it go discourage local and foreign investors. And say there are lawful institutional channels where they're supposed to handle these things, not be by media. Say all that releasing statements, shouting in the media, everything. Say it they wrong.
You know they wrong. The social media, the CSO people too, then too they talk. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you check some of these things when they do, if you want to address journalists, they too will ask you more questions. And in the course of explaining to them, you need to review, even if it was deliberate, what he did. Is there any time where we know they get this kind of a story in the country? So I don't talk about monopoly here yesterday about Dangote. That even mean we never allow that. I don't encourage that. Whatever it will take for us to get more people on board, we need to encourage those people. What this exposure is talking about is, oh, this person corrupt true, come out and put another person there. Oh, this person no corrupt. They not just bad and not just with something. The aftermath of this investigation, whoever is hearing it now again, they will still update the person eventually to say true, this person has no dirty. Now Dangote just they do bad beleo, and as a result of that, they don't carry Dangote enter court. As a result of that, Dangote court don't judge Dangote say go pay this person 1 billion naira for reputational damage. We will still give that same update in the media. You understand? But to now say, okay, they are spoiling our reputation, they are doing this thing. You don't, they always talk and say, you don't need any spiritual person to tell you, say, all is not well in our sector, in our oil sector. Because of our refinery, we know they work. That one is enough evidence for you to know, say, our leaders are not accountable in that sector. So if there's any element of truth or evidence to hold them responsible and accountable, I will not discourage that. Again, I'm not saying this to now say, okay, Dangote should now be given that free hand to be only person in charge of that sector. I've always been kicking against it. Because it will be a temporary relief for Nigerians. Eventually, when he gets into full leg for grant, he will fight back economically against us. Regardless of whatever, we appreciate Dangote, we appreciate what he's doing. He can choose to carry his money to another country. He can choose to go and spend his money like the way politicians are spending. So for him to be committing himself and it's money to our economy, to grow our economy, kudos to him. But everything get price. And this is one of the prices that you need to pay and the sacrifice, as you see right now. That, again, should not be a reason for only him to be in charge. The reason why I've been saying, if this guy cannot be able to manage a refinery for years and we have been pumping money there, some people are collecting salary without producing a liter, it's better we privatize it, we sell it out, let Dangote get more competitors that will be able to compete with him. And when they are competing with him, it means this price that you are seeing right now, it will go down further. We encourage that. But on this note of say, okay, because he claims saying he gets evidence against Farouk, they are now saying no, it's because you don't want a competition. No. He may not want competition. He will not come and say it openly. But use your mechanism, use your strategies to discourage that monopoly. You can achieve that. If Dangote is saying, oh, now government they encourage importation, now government they do this one, now government they do that, he said they should stop issuance of illegal license. Now waiting talk. So is there any way they make it illegal? If it is illegal, you want us to come out from it, we can issue license. I talked here yesterday. Say if Saudi Arabia can still be importing fuel upon say they get plenty refineries in their country, you know, but we know say we need to have economy that will discourage importation. The reason why we are talking about, can our refineries work? Okay, can they work better that we get more people on ground? If they cannot, give it to private sector. If the private sector join, if somebody still feel like, oh, I won't go import from abroad, let the person import. Now, waiting go be the aftermath of import, go make him know whether I go need to go back or not when he suffer loss. Encourage the business to boom here, make it cheaper. Why Dangote they fear? When you know that if person go Bodo Yibo, bring your own product, come here, it go there more expensive than your own. Then there should be no fear about it. Sell your own cheaper the way you want sell and cheaper like this. Let people also go abroad, go buy their own. Let it be like 50 naira difference. It means you will finish your own product before they can start selling. That is what it means. So we have to check all these things. We know say in all this game, we know how they work. Interest there. Farouk, where they accuse get interest. Dangote, where they accuse person say they should discourage importation, he get interest. Now, who is their godfather? Who is their father, grandfather? Now, federal government, they know they don't already talk saying a total deregulation and now they drive that particular sector. In that, you allow everybody to work freely, to do things freely. In the course of doing that, you will not shut door against importation. Number one, when we don't have enough here, Dangote claim saying get enough. Even if you get enough, only one person, if you rely on only one source, the day where that system go fail us, scarcity go show face. And when scarcity go show face, automatically there will be increment. So it better make we allow more people. We encourage more local refineries, and we, for now, if we don't get those locals, nobody should discourage anybody from importing. Because if we shut that door, one day Dangote will wake up and say, my oil na 1,500 naira. Before these people go say they won't make move, they won't go import from abroad, we don't suffer almost 30 days before they perfect the process. So we don't want that kind of monopoly. They should sort it, find a better way of landing and shifting ground to make sure, say, okay, everybody get enabling environment to operate.
Make them do everything to make sure everybody gets enabling environment to operate. That, in other words of Kolawole Money, whenever they talk about the Sigiaga, where they go on between Dangote Refinery and the joint body where they regulate the downstream sector. Now, talking about all of that, we'll move to the next gist this morning. The Nigerian Labour Congress, they plan to shut down the country today in the name of National Day of Protest and Mourning. Today they complain of state of the nation. You get how Nigeria be, the insecurity wahala, the survival, the multiple taxation, and plenty other yarnings them. What do you think, first of all, about the talk Say, and was it loud? Because then I said since December 4, now the first they plan, and then December 10, they rose up from their meeting, can't decide, say today will be December 17, nothing they stop them. Then they do protest peacefully in the whole of the country. And you go, yes, even police don't even stand up for me. We went to Bauchi, Sokoto, Jigawa, Bayelsa, Kwara, Edo, Imo, you know, plenty states them. Their police people say they actually don't follow the labor people yarn and they don't give carry gosha for the protest to go on. But what do you think of that?
Yeah, they lawfully then get right to protest. And I also appreciate the fact that police this time around no talk say then go stop them or they know they lawful or maybe because of the insecurity situation some people go hijack, you know, all those kind of excuses we always hear. So I appreciate the fact say then go allow them to do their protest. So it's not a bad idea. And it's just to express grievances to make people know, say, and make government know, say, we are not happy the way things are happening in the country. So it's not bad if they embark on protest. My only worry about the protest is waiting be the outcome of that kind of protest. We've had a number of them in the past. This one is more of even protest like, okay, maybe one day, one off protest, and everybody will go back to sit. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why I know to bother the government. You know, I just give them today. Maybe they say now just one day thing. Make them do and make them go back. If to say they say now endless now until government do this, until government do that. This kind of free hands where you see security guys they give them right now, it will not be in that manner. Meaning say government don't already study our body language, how we do run things in the country. That we know to get liver like that. For instance, this protest now, no matter how they mobilize people now, they may not get the required number of people who go really say we want to do good, not go green. Because confidence, they even reduce for Nigerians or how NNCs, they run things, workers union and what have you. In their own case, to them, go to say now their workers now be the priority of whatever they are doing. And again, sometimes when they go into negotiation, they will eventually come back to say, okay, based on this, based on that, we don't already backtrack and what have you. So because of that, people know too they take NSC seriously, again, like before. So I hope they will do something in that regard. Sometimes it's also not their fault. Not their fault in the sense that as then they rise other group, they come up with, they say, okay, we want to do counter-protest, probably because they don't already engage them.
But then one this time say that they hear say some people they come say if anybody try anything, then they will now do a total shutdown of serious we don't go agree with wahala go dey.
So because we do always hear that kind of situation where other group will talk, say, okay, we too will not go agree. We want to do protest to counter that one that all is well in the country. It means say maybe it's either they are sponsored or maybe they belong to where things they happen for now. You understand? So nobody go on make things that baru where things they happen for them. So that kind of a situation, or even say I want to impress. Some people just do and so I want to impress our God president. Say we they really follow and we they work for them. So all those things they always did. Now one of the reasons why they're not too strong, the way it used to be before. The likes of Oshiomhole, when they do struggle that time, nobody they do counter protests. They know where then they go there, then they fight the battle squarely. But the situation will be like that again. So whatever the protest they are doing is just to show their annoyance, their grievance, and to register in the minds of the government, say all is not well in the country. Now depends again how the government want to take them. Because sometimes they even accuse them, say them to don't join politics.
Okay, so now this is when the NLC now they want say Nigerians and workers are facing the worst survival crisis in the history of this country. Say rising inflation, deepening insecurity, poor wages, collapse of social protection system. Say Nigeria, they worse off if you compare to other workers in other African countries. And they can't even still mention, say the waiting Nigeria they face today, say is worse than waiting them face for civil war or even the time of austerity measures. You agree with all of that?
I may not agree with all of them, but they have points. If they're talking about insecurity, even picking where they're born today, don't they know the body language of insecurity? We are talking of electricity. when they bring light or they offer, the pikin wey dem just born know say something happen. Before you know it, go they shout up NEPA. We don't know when they name the NEPA, and when they come out to the front NEPA. So if you check some of those things, but on top of inflation now, I may not agree with them on that because it's not increasing, it's decreasing right now. I think they gave a latest record 1 or 2 days again, 14 point something percent. Even though they did a rebasing that made it to come down, but at least it's coming down and people can relate with it in the market as we speak right now. Unlike before, we didn't talk say when I just they give figure, we don't know how it will be. Things don't they cheaper in the market as well.
But not this December. You know, Christmas. You know, say for this time.
In the last 3 months, gradual decrease.
But for this period now,
reduction.
People, you don't go up again, no, based on December.
So we do market survey on that. It's part that one too. We may not say government, you know, say personally. I mean, they follow one of my colleagues, they discussed lately, say, upon all these grains, all this food where they reduce, you still go restaurant, it's still the same size of Kolobo, swallow, where then they give. Now they still they give. So sometimes even Nigeria factor too, they inside. Don't be only government, they run things. Then too, their own, it get as it be for their hand. For instance now, the reduction of fuel now, where Dangote being announced now to 700. It go hard for you to see the impact when you start implementing it on the price of transportation. Driver go see they collect the normal price where then they collect. If you check some of those things, that one a human factor. And because we don't have mechanism for price control, it always contributes. So I'm not totally disagreeing with all the points they raised, but on top of inflation, I disagree with them because things they reduce. The only wahala where they on top of things where they reduce, we say. In fact, one of the factors where they make things reduce, we say, people no get money to buy those things. And when you have surplus, naturally, it go reduce. They no get choice. When things they full everywhere, no scarce. Now money where you no get, it go definitely reduce. Now the calculation of the Tinubu government that time be that say they want make this thing they cheap, and because of that, money no too day for time for people to buy keep. Even some people will buy keep at a point they were forced to bring them out and to be selling it at a cheaper rate. So if you check some of those things, you know me, if they talk about the level of sufferhead where they on top of workers, I will totally agree with them. As we speak right now, many of workers are not going to work 5 times in a week again. Some will go to work, they will be sleeping in the office, they will come back home, and by weekend, especially in Abuja, where the transportation today high like that. So if you check some of those things, and you check the amount where then they pay them, you go know say the situation get as it be. And it gets some states in this country, if you want to count them, they are close to 20. That they mainly rely on what civil servants get before the money will spread down to them. They don't have any reasonable source of income apart from farming, then they rely on civil servants. So when body they pepper civil servants, it go definitely spread to them too. So if you check some of those things, it still no waka well. The reason why many of them be the talk, okay, when you now come out subsidy, you now make claims, okay, you now go make life easy for us. Whatever you people gather from subsidy, now go make things work for us perfectly okay. But now all the Lulu and Sakpa, everything, then they join out together, then they share out with governors, send everything to them. Before you know it, the governor, they make trillion. People waiting on that billion of budget, annual budget before, they don't jump to trillion. Because of this, they are now getting more money from the money where they claim, say, they relieve from Nigeria, so from subsidy, where they get from subsidy. And the Nigerians still they give these people this money. Because I used to give you guys 200 naira to get a liter of petrol before. I'm now giving you guys close to 1,000 naira to get a liter of petrol. So this money is going back to governors, it's going back to federal government, it's going back to FCT, and no any mechanism to hold them responsible how they take share them. It is unfortunate because the lifestyle of people still remain the way it is. Why these guys, they still spend money loud, flamboyantly, and nobody is stopping them and no system is cautioning them.
But do you agree saying that the worst survivor crisis where would they face with this in the history of Nigeria?
I would definitely agree.
It has never been this worse.
It has never been this worse. If you check the mechanism, if you check in the indices, if you compare note of how the situation did before and now. For instance, has it ever been this? How much was the dollar against naira in 80s, in 90s, in 2000? You understand? Till date, it has never been this bad. But to get a single dollar now, you'll be exchanging it close to 1,500 naira. If you check that indices, it no really dey okay for us. It no make sense for our economy because na them still the currency way we dey take judge every single transaction wey we dey make with that. At a point, some people will suggest, okay, is it not better when we get one particular currency in Africa to at least relieve the body on top of this dollar where they determine almost everything because now be the purchasing power. So if you check that one from that single indicator alone, you go know say things have never been this bad like the situation right now. But is it getting better compared to how it started? Because it was on the peak in 2014. How people they cope, it still they surprise me up to now. The reason why they tell you say go out to even fight corruption, how people they survive, it they surprise me now. Father way carry money of transport, give pikin say, I can only afford to be giving you transport money to go school every day. But the pikin bring car, come back home, say, oh, that money where you say you want to they give me, I go to use that to they buy fuel to fuel this car. You no get power to ask the person, say, where you see car. That is the kind of economy we are running right now. You burden Nigerians to pay more tax. You burden them to do all sorts of things. In the course of this, they still struggle, they still manage to get some certain things that you are not providing for them. And there's a lot we talk, say, apart from this job where you give them as civil servant, they must not do any other thing. For them to even make move to go and do extra also, it will affect their primary assignment and it's unlawful. But you don't get mind to even question them because you can't give enough. Corruption, they spread. They buy car. You are giving them money for transport. You are seeing car with them. You can't really check them. You can't question them because the mechanism is not there. The money you are giving them is not there. Corruption is spreading all over everywhere. That even if you not have time now to give them that money, I doubt if they will solely rely on whatever you are giving them because everybody mouth, he don't wide.
Damn, everybody mouths don't wide. And that leads us to the next matter. One top oga for Inside All Progressives Congress, Alwan Hassan, been go on one of our national televisions, one of their programs, they actually go channels television. And during the course of question and answer, based on waiting they go on with Chris Ngige, with Bakar Malami, and some other people them waiting under investigation, come talk say, actually, 95% of ministers we work under before late President Muhammadu Buhari suppose they in prison right now. In accusation, he say their tenure was a period where nobody they check what they do. There was no oversight. There was no control. Anything they give them, they give them. And it's like they had the power to do whatever they wanted to do. So now like only 5%, you go talk, say, actually good during that time.
I go add one to make it 96%. So that I go reduce that to 4%.
So maybe you agree with waiting this Oga say during former Presido time,
it's not only
people
former.
were working without check.
It's not only former. But if we want to now narrow it down to Buhari government, I totally agree with him. In 8 years where Buhari been ruled, no close to 2 years, he was battling with his health. Mm-hmm. Even when he returned, he was warned what to do, what not to do, how to do. So we knew that Buhari was not in charge. And you can even get it from the revelation of his wife yesterday.
Yes.
The Kaba is not new thing. She was saying it that time, even when Buhari was still in government. There are so many Kabas, they've hijacked Buhari government. And no proper mechanism to check these people. No oversight. I totally agree with the man that made this comment. You understand? And is it the oversight of Rubber Stamp National Assembly we are talking about? And all those investigation, revelation they were making that time, where is it today? Where is NDC's investigation on top of Niger data this thing? At a point, they were giving each other blow. They gave a traditional ruler blow. How it take end till today? Many of them that they indicted that time, including the current Senate President, number 3, is he not in charge of government right now? So I totally agree with what the person said. And beyond what he said right now, it's not even only whether under Buhari go in cabinet or government. How many mechanisms do we have to hold these guys accountable? Many of our politicians, not even only, I'm not restricting it to ministers right now. Even aides, endless number of aides that we have political aides. Do we have any mechanisms to hold them accountable? Many of them will be giving government property when they are going, they go with it. Without proper handing over. And the person will come too. Don't already learn from the lesson. They will not make more noise. They will only lobby for them to get their own fresh stuff like that. And they will be procured for them. When they are going to, they go with it. So, our system is weak.
Okay, so who we won't hold responsible for it? Like, if they talk now, we all now, they say, oh, yes, not true. Many people, they talk, say, not true. But nothing was done there. Nothing is being done now.
It's because we don't have strong institutions to fight this battle for us.
And now they are even trying to fight because you see the ones that were under investigation and people, they look and say, oh, maybe na bad belly, na party. So,
yes, people will look it like that because how timely is their fight? How timely? I tell you, say, if we really want to engage EFCC and ICPC and they want to do their job not only the way it's supposed to be done, there shouldn't be any day that you'll not be seeing them in court prosecuting these guys. In fact, if we're not bad, if they have dedicated court to try corruption in the country, to make it fast. And at that point, hardly you will see any politician will go free escape this. Because the moment you see them running from joining politics, that is when you will see that things are now working. The moment you see that you will need to go and beg Nigeria and say, I beg, come and lead us. Things are getting better. But now they are desperate to be there. They spend all their resources to be there. They enter into all sorts of conditions and agreements to be there. They are that desperate because they know it's investment. They are going there to cash out. And you can obviously see it in their lifestyle. When they are there, well, before they get there, you know what they want. When they are coming out of the system, you know they are what. So it's so obvious to everybody that this now juicy business that anybody can really venture into it and make money. Because we don't have strong institutions to fight this battle for us. The EFCC, the ICPC, sometimes they are overwhelmed. Sometimes they are being controlled by the employers. Sometimes they even have the liver to do the right thing, but the person will put them there no get the political will to try some of those guys. Because politics, many of them are still inside their government.
Okay, now, but if we're talking about this now, the leaders themselves, are they not also supposed to be investigated? This happened during the government of before President Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, he's late now, Sha. But when he was alive, should they not have also probed?
I've been saying this thing from my former place. Say, the immunity where we say we get for our leaders, for those who will get the immunity now, everlasting forever immunity. Now, so they make them, they look as you speak right now. Because you to just imagine it. Most of our past leaders, with all this atrocity in each sector, with all this mismanagement of resources under their watch, how many of them have they been tried? Instead, when election come up again, you still need to go and do tour all these people. Enter Niger State, go see Babangida. Enter Ogun State, go see Obasanjo. Enter Taraba, go see Danjuma. Many of them like that. They will say the kind of people that you must not leave behind, that you must go and pay homage to if you want to win election in Nigeria. The lists are endless. These are the kind of people that they enjoyed immunity when they were in charge, but when they left, nobody again could try them. So it's a way of telling whoever is in charge right now that, oh, if Obasanjo cannot be tried, if Buhari cannot be tried, if Jonathan cannot be tried, then whatever I'm doing now too, when I leave, I will also enjoy my forever immunity. Now the weak system will be the top of that.
And finally, before we wrap up the show, the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, they para with the police on top of this tinted glass matter. They don't send message now to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say may call the police force and the IGP to order. Say waiting that they do so now disobey of rule of law, just like you talked yesterday. So NBA coming inside and calling the president into the matter makes sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Are they not supposed to go back to court? Waiting bring president into the matter?
Because the matter still in court. he can also give order for them to hold on. Maybe that the reason why they call her to order, you understand? Rather asking him to call them to order. They can listen to him as the matter be now. For instance, not until when they have another case, the time for the case in court, before they can now maybe update the court to say, okay, see your order where you give suspension, these people don't already violate and content and what have you. But for now, they can still call Oga Presido to call them to order. And I don't really understand why they are this desperate about it. We talked about yesterday. For instance, when we now hear a situation whereby this thing where they talk about, again, we don't even know, maybe the person when then they call, now may call these people to order. Maybe now he get the message where then they can't deliver. How do I mean? The body language of the current government is more of, they say, waiting with their top priority. Number 1, tax. Number 2, tax. And number 3, tax. How do I mean? They say this permit, you go the renewal every year.
Yes.
Like normal license. If you give me permit for this particular car, I never change car. Now I see they use. Why must it be annual renewal? That same car is the same car. Meaning you are more interested in the money you want to realize from the permit than even the security you are talking about. Because if you get a permit, it's just for you to establish that I got this thing from direct source, from a reliable source, and it remains like that. So why must it be yearly stuff? Apart from the fact that they are getting money from Nigerians, it's also counterproductive. It means apart from me going to renew my driver's license, I will still need to go and renew vehicle permit. They get more money from it. And again, another question is being raised that why must it be a private account? This money will go to, unlike the way they talk in a single treasury, single account, TSA. Why must other contractors be engaged in this and stuff like that? Sometimes when you get people who get interested in some of these businesses, you now see that the agenda is more business oriented than security oriented. So in all this, I think they should put it on hold for now. I may not subscribe. If they say security, we want to encourage them to make sure that every move they are making is representing the fact that they want to secure life and properties of Nigerians. But in the course of doing that, the element of say, oh, we need more money from these guys, they should stop that angle. Because they should be fair to Nigerians. Everywhere where you face, na tax, na money. VAT here, this one there. Even at the point when you are claiming that you are not boarding Nigerians, no be poor Nigeria you want to collect this tax from. You want to collect it from big Nigerians. The big Nigerians where you want to collect the tax from, now then they offer service to the poor Nigerians. And they are that smart that whatever you claim you have collected from them, they will still add it to production cost. And the cost will still come back to Nigerians to come and pay. So Tinubu should not turn Nigerians to regular customers. They should see us as normal poor citizens that we're supposed to enjoy dividends of democracy. As at least when we don't already do perform our own responsibility, we pay tax. Let us at least enjoy and let us breathe too. It shouldn't be tax almost everywhere.
Let us breathe, no suffocators. Thank you so much, Kolawole Omoni. Last words on the show today. Last word.
Let me also reiterate. Let us breathe. Oga Presido get the responsibility.
Tinubu, you don't hear Oga Presido Bola Tinubu, you get the responsibility to not suffocate Nigerians. I beg, allow us to breathe. And that now we'll go wrap up the show today. Thank you so much to the production crew for a wonderful show. And thank you, Webisi Yutanda Gidigbam with us to enjoy the program. Don't forget, you feel reach us on all social media handles at CHRICED Radio TV. And make it a date with us tomorrow again.